Today on the Driver's Corner, we're going to be installing a C6 ZR1 style front splitter on my C5 Corvette, as well as doing a couple cooling modifications to the front bumper. Stay tuned. Alright, so the first step in getting this front lip onto the car is going to be marking our center line. The Corvette engineers were nice enough to put a big crease in the front of the car, so what I'm going to do is put some tape on there, and then I'm going to find the center on this lip, and I'm going to mark that as well. That way I can line that up as I'm trying to get this lip together. After that, what I'm going to do is wipe the whole bottom of this with some a cleaning agent, a wax and grease remover. That way the 3M sticky tape that I bought is going to stick on a little bit better. So I'm using some wax and grease remover that I picked up at the auto parts store just to get the area clean that I just spilled all over this tape that I'm going to use. It's 3M body adhesive tape. The adhesive is this adhesive tape is just kind of to hold it in place. I'm going to use some stainless steel screws to put it up into the bumper, but this is just kind of added protection. Alright, so I've got some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to I'm going to clean off all of the mating surfaces where that 3M tape is going to go. That way I have good adhesion from the adhesive on the tape. I'll let that dry, and I'm going to go ahead and run some of this alcohol over the base of the front of the car as well, just to make sure. I know I use wax and grease remover, but I think this will ensure that I don't have adhesion problems. Alright, so we've got all of our 3M body tape attached to the front spoiler here, and now we're going to try to get that thing stuck on there. I'm going to use the help of my brother-in-law for an extra set of hands to try to get this thing exactly right, and then I'll run some machine screws into the bumper to hold it in place, because I'm pretty sure this is going to rub everywhere I go. Alright, so my tape plan, I did away with that just because it's going to be way easier to see this center point than hiding it with tape. So we're going to go ahead and try to get this thing lined up in the center, and then we'll slowly work our way around to the edges. All right, so because it's kind of cold out, or it's been cold for the last couple days, it's getting up into the 50s right now. That adhesive tape wasn't like super sticky, so what I'm going to do is use this heat gun on the low setting to go underneath and try to get that tape to kind of heat up. That heat gun was like melting the shards that were coming off of the where I put the screws in, so I think that'll be about all it needs until summer. And now I'm going to get to working on drilling out some of these right here, and we will see what happens. Okay, so this is the area that we're talking about modifying. There are a lot of people out there that just take this panel out completely. I really don't want to do that. I'm not a big fan of it being wide open and being able to see the fog light. Also, I don't want stuff, as much stuff collecting in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a series of holes in that to allow some air to get through and hopefully help with cooling that some people experience, cooling issues they have when they put the ZR1 style lip on the Corvette. So what I'm going to do to get started is I'm going to start at the top where the fog light is and work my way over, and then I'm going to go down a line and do this over and over again. Should be super exciting for you to see, and we'll go from there. So there's already a little hole right here, I'm assuming to adjust the angle on the fog light. All right, well, I pushed it out of the way, kinda. I think I'm gonna have to push it up when I get down into this lower section. And like I said, I didn't build a grid or do anything fancy because I don't really care. I'm just trying to get holes in here. I'm sure they'll look fine because nobody will ever see them, so. Alright, so what we're going to do next is we are going to take a drill bit. I'm going to start on the side over here where the adjustment is for the fog light, and I'm just going to drill a series of random holes here to allow some air to get into the front bumper. I put a little tape around here because when I did the other side, the edge of my drill, you can kind of see it. I got a little red paint on there that I took off the bottom, so I'm going to try not to be a moron on this side. Here we go. Alright, so then I'm going to go underneath and do kind of opposing ones to try to make this look a little bit better than I did on this side. Get straight. Alright, let me just do 4. Okay. Well, alright, so after about 30 minutes or so of messing around and getting made fun of by my brother-in-law, we have the lip on. It definitely makes the front end look a little bit lower. I've drilled these holes in the front to help with the cooling, and I straightened out the air dam in the bottom that forces the air up through the radiator. So I bent that back straight because it was bent and twisted in all kinds of different ways. So overall, really happy, hoping that I can make it out of the driveway with this on now, and hopefully get back in and out of the driveway as well. If not, I'm gonna have to devise some sort of bridge or moat type setup to get in and out of things, but overall for the money that I spent, this is also another item that I picked up off of eBay. So I'm gonna quickly turn this into an eBay or a China Corvette, I guess. And this was $139 shipped for this part. But that about does it for the front end of the carb for what we're doing today. Stay tuned because our next video is going to be installing the duckbill spoiler that, surprise, surprise, I also got off eBay onto the bed. See you next time.